This morning, I will introduce to you my report for the subject of teaching literacy in the elementary grade. The title of my report is all about the pedagogical amplification teaching literatures. Okay, learning targets. At the end of this lesson are expected to discuss pedagogical amplification for teaching literature. Explain children's and some pedagogical amplification and third, innovates ways to teach and learn literatures. Now, introduction. In an environment where change is visible, teachers need to prepare themselves for this phenomenon. The key to this pedagogy, so teachers need to corresponding changes the emphasis in pedagogy and there to achieve the objectives of both teachers and learner. The pedagogy adopted by teachers shape their action, judgment, and other learner. The pedagogy teaching strategies while taking into consideration theories of learning, understanding of students and their needs in the background, and the interest of individual students. Okay, now number 1, picture books. When we say picture books, appeal to the sense of sight to provide a delightful visual to the reader to picture to tell a story. For example, there are children who even love photographs. When he wants a picture of the book, the more he wanted to know the book. Number 2, storybooks. Storybooks tell a story accompanied by picture and illustration where there is more text than picture. For example of storybooks. Example storybooks will help children. Storybook will enlighten children. Storybook will make the child happy. Number 3, traditional literature refers to literatures or books that are passed from generation to other, folklore, fables, legends, and folktales and myths. Number 4, historical fiction. Historical fiction pertains to literary text where some facts in the story can be traced to real historical events involving some real historical individuals, allowing children to take a trip back in time. Number 5, modern fantasy. Modern fantasy refers to tales born out the writer's imagination where fantastic elements such as taking animals and magical beings such like witches and strange creatures. And number 6, realistic fiction. Realistic fictions refers to made-up stories but which can be true in real life. Children play at the main character by allowing children to feel or go through the experience as if it true. Number 7, nonfiction or informational book. Informational books present young readers information to help them develop more knowledge of the world around them. Number 8, biography pertains to the true life story about another person, like heroes of ordinary people whose lives may serve as inspiration for children to emulate and follow. Number 9, children's poetry. Children's poetry pertains to artistic literature that seeks to bring out creativity, children by enabling them to express their emotion and steer their imagination through verses and the interplay of rhyme, rhythm, and other literary expression. Number 10. Children's drama is a genre literature where the elements of the story are presented through dialogue and action and makes use costumes, props, lighting, music, and sound. Now, as the purpose of literature to entice, motivate, and instruct, it opens opportunities for learners to see new horizons and have an abundance of fun and reading and learning literatures. For one, literatures is a providers, learners, and the second literature make is possible for students. And the third literatures develops in students emotional and established. And the fourth literatures promotes social maturity and helps develop social development. Now, what makes children literature from adult literatures? Children's literature is a class own, with its own brand or writing style and characteristic that set apart from adult literatures. Children's literatures is a simple name, unsophisticated, natural, and uncomplicated. Certainly, children's literatures is out to teach or moral lessons, making it instructional and educational. Finally, more often and not, the ending of the story is happy. Next is what then is pedagogy? When we say pedagogy, is according to Peel, pedagogy is all about the methods of teachers uses to achieve one objectives to ensure that students engage in age-appropriate learning activities. Vis-a-vis, the teachers expertise in using different methods larger. What are larger-based? Points out several literature-based teaching strategies using authors' original work to serve the heart of experience to help children develop literacy. The general strategies include the following. Number 1, scaffolding instruction. Students are given a lot of structure. At the beginning in the structure are removed by little until our students are capable of doing themselves. Number 2, modeling. Modeling. While reading or discuss all literacy works, the teacher think out loud thoughts related to text. Cooperative learning. Cooperative learning students work together in a small group and engage tasks that involve risks and higher level thinking skills instead of the conventional question answer teaching strategies. Number 4, independent reading. Independent reading, this is done to promote reading, writing, and thinking skills, which are the goals of education. Literacy response. Literacy response, students act in the response to what they read. Okay, now that's all my report, and thank you for watching Ma'am Jenelo Olyugin, and have a nice day, and God bless.